talking to Samantha Pefferly about the very intense reaction that she's received this week from her university and from others about a pro-Trump TikTok video that she's posted. And I was wondering, Samantha, if you could walk us through what's happened to you and the kind of explosive reaction that you've gotten.
Yes, since I have created my TikTok about President Trump and my conservative views, I've gotten a lot of death threats, people telling me that they hope I kill myself and that I hope I die soon, hope I get shot in the head. So a lot of bad reactions from people who don't support me and President Trump.
And so I think you got, one of the most shocking reactions was from the school that you're hoping to attend in the fall, Marquette University. When did you find out Marquette was unhappy with your TikTok videos, and what kind of reaction did Marquette give you?
I actually reached out to them first. I sent them an email because after posting my Trump video, a lot of students from Marquette started commenting on my video and saying, "We don't want you here, you're not accepted here, go to another school. Me and 400 other people agree that you shouldn't come here." So I was a little concerned about that. And there was also another girl that made a TikTok, duetted me on TikTok and said, "I'm emailing all of my friends in clubs and sororities to blackball this proud child rapist supporter and racist." So when I talked to the university about everything that was happening, previously students started complaining about me because I am against illegal immigration, and I reject the idea that a biological man can claim they are a woman, and I am transphobic for that. And these students from Marquette started a huge mass email to send to the deans to try to get my admissions. And they weren't just Marquette students either. There were students from a whole bunch of other colleges. I assume they've gotten 100+ emails.
And I saw that, Marquette came out with a statement saying that, your views aren't necessarily their values. Can you maybe expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I don't understand how my views aren't their views, especially as if you look at it as a Christian standpoint. Because a lot of Christians do believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, which I disagree, or I agree to disagree, and I agree. I'm in a limbo with that. I support everyone's right to do as they please. So I go against that, but I don't. I will never, ever put anybody's life in danger because of who they choose to love and what they want to be. And I think that is what a lot of people are getting twisted right now, especially because they're calling me transphobic and homophobic and xenophobic and racist, especially simply because I support Donald Trump.
And so you're admitted into Marquette University. Has your admission come into question at all?
The first meeting we had, they told me I wasn't a student, and I took that as my admissions was still in limbo. So I didn't know if I was a student yet or if they were going to take it away. I assumed I was a student. I mean, I got my acceptance letter. I paid for my housing, my admissions fee. I even have my full class schedule. So I don't know how I would be considered not a student. But then I had another talk with them, and they said certain schools say you're a student once you step on campus in the fall, or some other schools say you're a student once you're admitted and you pay your admission fee. So they're a little bit different, I guess, but they did confirm that my admission still stands and I am going to be attending in the fall.
That's good. And were they at all, concerned about the backlash that you got? I mean, I know that people that I've known and myself, when I've, received some very pointed attacks from fellow classmates, known in myself when I've, received some very pointed attacks from fellow classmates, this university has not been as helpful or has not reached out as much as they probably should have, asking about how you're doing and if you're okay and any concerns you have for your safety. Was Marquette at all concerned about that? Did they reach out to you?
I had to reach out first, obviously, because they didn't know what was going on, but due to privacy reasons, they can't release anything regarding what they're doing to the students who are harassing me, which is unfortunate because I'd love to know if these students are being held accountable for the things they're saying to me, because that should not be welcome at Marquette. especially the harassment. So I've talked to the Marquette Police Department, and we talked about the comments I've received, but that's as far as it can go with my insured safety at Marquette. They can't do much more.
One of the things that you posted about was somebody who had called you the C word, and I find it to be really rich from, you know, the party that claims to be very pro-feminist. But it seems that they're only feminist when it's, you know, or pro-feminism when it's with somebody that agrees with them.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot of comments on, well, you look like a horse, or you have no lips, your head is very long, coming from the left, which is very hypocritical because aren't you supposed to love? Don't you want equality? Don't you want everyone to love each other? But then you're sitting here insulting me, and you're supposed to be big feminists, that you're going against everything you believe in.
So, you know, you mentioned that sorority girls are, you know, blackballing you from chapters and other clubs. Are you nervous about going to school with that kind of, you know, reaction that you've gotten from your classmates?
I'm not nervous simply because everybody has different opinions, and I know there are conservatives at Marquette. I've talked to plenty of them, and they're just silent, and that's a problem. Is conservatives usually on campuses that aren't primarily conservative colleges, they're the silent majority, and so that's unfortunate because the left is taking over our talking point. They are suppressing our views, and I want to step on campus and give the conservatives the courage to stand up for what they believe in and be able to voice their opinions without getting the backlash and being called a racist and homophobic, and the list goes on. It's unfortunate that we have to live through times where people feel scared to voice their opinions, especially on college campus where you're supposed to grow and learn new things. So I plan on helping conservatives once I get there, and I am not going to back down from everything that is happening. It sets up a bad point if I do.
Yeah, I think that's very brave of you. And I know that there's a lot of high school students who have seen what's happened to you, and, you know, they think, well, might as well not say anything because it's scary, the kind of reaction that you've gotten. So what do you have to say to high school students who are, you know, going into college or thinking about where they want to go and are now afraid to say what they really think?
I think that everybody should be able to voice their opinions. You should not be scared if you support Donald Trump. You should not be scared if you support any other candidate. It doesn't matter. That's not supporting somebody doesn't define who you are as a person. And I want to get that out there as well, especially for conservatives. Just because of we support Trump, even though he's not racist, we're called racist, we're called homophobic, even though Trump is doing a lot for the transgender community and minorities, and not a lot of people are looking at those facts. So we're being called blank terms like that, and I think that everybody who is in high school who wants to voice their opinion, do it. You have every right to voice your opinion, especially in college as well. Don't be scared to voice what you believe in.
That's great. Well, Marquette definitely has a very intelligent and brave addition to their campus community.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me.